we'll be reading the Bible, and then we'll get to the quote of the day. This is only for us to get just the beginning, forming a base for the day, just to know that we are understanding everything that is in store for us. So the Bible verses that I'm going to read are not the only verses that talk about grace in the Bible. There are so many, but we are only touching on these two as we touch on the rest as we continue with today's topic. So our first verse comes from the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 12 from verse 9 to 10, and it says, "But he said to me, 'My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. Therefore, I will boast all the more gladly of my weaknesses, so that the power of Christ may rest upon me. For the sake of Christ, then, I am content with weaknesses, insults, hardships, persecutions, and calamities. For when I am weak, then I am strong.'" These were the words of Paul. He was talking about the grace of God being sufficient in our weaknesses. We shall get to learn more about that. The second verse comes from the book of Hebrews chapter 4 from verse 15 to 16, and it says, "For we do not have a high priest who is unable to sympathize with our weaknesses, but one who in every respect has been tempted as we are, yet without sin. Let us then with confidence draw near to the throne of grace, that we may receive mercy and find grace to help in time of need." Amen. Amen. We are told of a God, or Jesus himself, who has gone before us. He is a high priest who is able to empathize with us. Why? Because he came to earth, he became human like us, and he was tempted just like us. There's one thing that I learned even as I was preparing for today's show, that it is not quite humanly possible to live a life without sin, without temptations, because we are human, okay? And unless we have the grace of God carrying us through, we cannot really make it. We have treasures in earthen vessels. We are nothing but clay. But we have the Lord himself who is leading us, who is in us if you are already born again. And if you're not, today is always the day. Right now is always the time to give your life to Christ.